So I was trying to sum up what we discussed yesterday. One important thing that we tried to learn yesterday was what is artificial intelligence. In terse terms, artificial intelligence is, or layman's words, artificial intelligence means creation of artifact and putting intelligence to it. Okay, so these artifacts for us, being IT and computer science engineers, and today nowadays for everything that we call AI, is more so like having computers or using computers to develop intelligence into artifacts. So these are computer based artifacts rather than general artifacts. Okay, now these artifacts, as we told, as we looked at it last lecture, could be physical or could be soft. That is, there could be robots kind of humanoid kind of things that can be called as AI, or there could be a program which is like a recommender system, which is like something like pattern matching, pattern recognition, or scene recognition system, which is a purely software based system, can also be attributed as an intelligent system. So that's the first and foremost thing. Second thing we talked about was the AI could be a narrow vision AI or narrow perspective AI, wherein it is only applicable to the AI developed can only be applicable to a certain task and not a generic one. So there is complementary kind of AI exists, which is generic AI or which is the strong AI. So weak AI and strong AI. Weak means narrowly applicable AI that is developed, and strong AI would be a generic AI. So AI that have developed the artifact, which is intelligent artifact, can be applied to not just one but many of the tasks in general. Okay, so that kind of concept also you might have heard if you have heard some little about machine learning and all other things. You must have learned a term called as transfer learning. So transfer learning is a concept where you learn a particular concept, that is your model learns a particular concept, maybe for doing certain classification, and then that particular learned model can be applied to some different classification problems. So that is referred to as transfer learning. So generic AI would be an ideal AI that can be applied from one task to the other task seamlessly without being required to do major changes in the design. So that's another perspective about AI. Next thing we sought out was, if I want to define an AI, we established four different qualitative metrics or four different kinds of qualitative parameters categories. Number one was whether the intelligence shown by that AI was through the intelligent behavior or intelligent thought process. That was the first criteria to distinguish between different definitions of AI. Second criteria was whether when we actually have intelligence in the artifact and we want to prove that it has intelligence, are we using to compare with human intelligent behavior or human intelligent thinking? Okay, or we are using rational behavior and rational thinking. So if rational behavior is considered, a rational word means ideal one. Human may not always work ideally, and that's why we have these two distinctions. So if my intelligent being or intelligent artifact is actually doing ideally very correct thing given the information that it knows at that particular decision point, then my AI is a rational one. Okay, and if it is behaving, it will be an AI that shows rational behavior. If it is only the thought process that I am implementing, then that will be a rational AI that thinks rationally. Okay, so that is what we were up to last lecture. And as I told you, we started off looking at a test for the acting humanly kind of definition of AI. So how do we know that AI is actually acting like a human being and say that, okay, that is why this particular artifact is AI? So for that, as I told you last lecture also, this gentleman, Alan Turing, whom we know from earlier subject, which is called as automata theory, who established that Turing machine, who actually developed the Turing machine, and there were a lot of other things that he contributed to computer science. And one of the thing was this test. Okay, this test is test for an artifact for qualifying it to be or for calling it to be an AI. Okay, so the test किस लिए है कि test is for qualifying an artifact to be an AI artifact, or saying that something that I have generated, something that I have developed is AI. That may be a soft computer, a soft program, or that can be a appliance kind of a thing. Okay, so let us jump to next page. Yesterday I was trying to do same thing, but somehow it was not possible. So this is the setup for the test. Test yani it's like an experiment. Okay, that is what that is called as a test. So we are actually conducting an experiment with the system that we want to call as an AI system. So here A is, as it is shown over here in this icon, is a soft system or a software system that has been built, and we want to attribute it to be an AI system. That is the first and foremost thing. On this end we have a human being, okay, who's referred to in this diagram as B, and there is a third actor in this particular diagram which is called as an interrogator, that the person C. Okay, so B and C both are humans. A is the artifact, and we want to test whether the artifact A is intelligent or not. So that's the setup. Okay, these three things, the two persons and the artifact, which we want to test or qualify to be an AI system, they are placed in such a manner that there are partitions in between them. So you can look at these. You can look at these as partitions, and these partitions are so good, nicely made, such that these two persons, or these actually three actors, cannot see who is residing on the other side. So C as an interrogator doesn't know who is A and who is B. That is, we can replace A with B and B with A interchangeably, and C won't get affected by that. C's judgment won't get affected by that. As a word interrogator, you might understand that he is the one who is going to query, okay, interrogate, who is going to interrogate both of these guys, A and B. Okay, so C is going to query A and B. That's the way the test is organized, and that's why he is referred to as interrogator. B is a person who is going to solve the interrogation questions that are posed to him. A is another entity which is going to solve the questions which are posed to him. Both these questionnaires, they are same, and they are sent to A and B, and C does not know who is sitting on the other side of the wall, whether there is a AI or whether there is a human. Now, to actually conduct this test, we need not have a physical setup like this. We can do time sharing. That is, first C sends across the questions to A. A solves them, gives his response. C receives the response. Then C interrogates B afterwards. B solves those queries, questions, tasks, whatever we are posing, and then B gives his response. Now, looking at response of A and B together, C will try to identify or try to figure out which one of them is given by human. If AI system, or the A system in this case, is successful in fooling C that it is also a human, that the answer that A gave was from human, then the system A wins the test, and system A rather passes the test, we should say, because it's a test, so passes the test, and we can attribute system A to be an AI system. So I'll just reorganize things. There are three entities: interrogator, human, AI system. They are separated from each other. They do not know when they are interacting whether interrogator is interacting with an AI system, the entity to be tested for AI, or it is interrogating with a human being. C generates an questionnaire. Okay, so this questionnaire could be in the form of some sort of a puzzle, some sort of a task for which the AI system is trying to replace the human being. Okay, so whichever task the AI system is built upon, the questionnaire will be based on that. There will be a human expert who is expert in solving that particular task, and these two guys are going to answer the questionnaire. Both the answers are masked, so C does not know whose answer is which. He just inspects both the answers and decides on his understanding whether both or one of them, or which one of them rather, comes from a non-human being. If she can't make difference between an answer given by a human and an answer given by an artificial system, then the artificial system wins this test or passes this test, and we refer to it as a AI system. So looking a very simple test, like, right? uh, at the first go, if you see this test, it looks like a very simple test, and you will feel like you could fool easily a person and make a point that whatever program you have developed is AI. But it's not that easy, and it's